Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So today I wanted to do the second part of these dogfight series of videos with the F-14B, and today we're going to talk about the MiG-29. We already did one with the F-14A, and just for you to know, we are doing no handles, two missiles. You can use the missile if you will, but it is difficult to use a missile in such a close proximity like this. And yeah, you will notice a very similar subject that already talked about it on the F-14A, against the F-14A, right? The flight model of the B is very similar to the A, and we already tested that, but it has a lot more power. And you can see that doing loops here, that I just don't lose energy, and I'm just maintaining a very fast speed. And eventually I even decided to lower my afterburners here on the down part of the loop, just because I had so much energy going downwards. I mean, it was almost 900 kilometers per hour, so very fast. And you will see a kind of a similar thing, as I told you guys in the other video, because the F-14B is a beast of energy retention. It is so powerful. I mean, it has almost 300 kilonewtons flying at Mach 0. I don't know, Mach 1.2 sea level, So it is very strong. It is one of the most powerful aircraft in the game. And yes, the thrust to weight, it is still slightly probably below some of the other aircraft that we have, but it's still like up there, man. It's really, really up there. And you will notice that the MiG-29 has a clear advantage in one thing on all of these turn fights, The first is that the instantaneous turn of the MiG-29 is better than the MiG-29, than the F-14, sorry. It is just better. There's nothing you can do about it, Even if you lower your airspeed, even if you lose, if you drop your flaps, if you, anything, there's nothing that can beat the MiG-29 on its instantaneous turn. But there is a thing. If you do enough of vertical turns, if you do enough of a rate fight or continuous turn, something that the F-14 actually can do well, you will eventually win. So here, for example, I'm using the loops as a very interesting tactic against this aircraft. I used against the F-14A, and I'm using against the MiG-29. And yeah, I'm just using the sheer power that this aircraft has and trying to build a little bit of a gap in distance so that I can actually turn around and get him. It's been difficult, and I'm waiting for him to do mistakes. We are not doing head-ons, as you see. Just due to the fact that the insta-turn of the MiG-29 makes it harder to actually do the last part of this strategy, but yes, it is, you can beat it, but it is difficult, and it always comes down to the pilot at the end of the day, as I always say, right, as Maverick said, right, but for sure an F-14B will have to be careful with one thing, the same thing that the F-14A has to do against the MiG-29, and that's just that going to a merge, if you don't have the proper speed on it that you normally will not have, the MiG-29 will win. As you see right here, I mean, even in the proper speed, the MiG-29 can just do the one circle way better than me. It's just the instantaneous turn on this thing is sluggish on the F-14, right? And that's the most important thing, and that in a real battle will actually make you think that you are worse. But you can beat the MiG-29, but the thing is that on the first couple of turns, you need to stay alive, and if you do a mistake, you're dead. Here it's a clear example of a mistake. I tried to make him overshoot a little bit, but yeah, I just couldn't slow down the aircraft enough. He noticed my strategy and did the same. And here it was my mistake. I kind of just went for a lower, position here with speed. And with that speed, I just gained a little bit of distance between him. And with the instantaneous turn, he could just get a proper shot on me, right? So it was a really bad mistake that I did. But the thing is that the F-14, you have to just be on your top of your game on this distant thing. If the MiG-29 has a little bit more distance between you and him, he will do the turn first and he will eventually get you. And once he's on your 6, you're sluggish, more sluggish instantaneously, and just a bigger target, and there's nothing you can particularly do. As you see here, I was without the proper speed, I was too fast, and yeah, he just turns the one circle and he gets me. So it is quite like weird, to say the least, you know, it's quite problematic, but it is doable to win, you know. It's just that each of these aircraft have their own way to actually beat the other in a dogfight, and you have to keep that in mind while trying to avoid it dying, right? And again, just to reiterate, in a normal battle, as I was going to say before, you're not going to be in the perfect speed for a merge, okay? You will be faster normally because you are doing afterburning. You are trying to get to the place of a fight very fast, and normally you're just not flying with the wings opened at 700-800 kilometers per hour unless you already are in a dogfight. And that there is just the way, and there is the place where the F-14 will lose, you know. Trying to get that first shot on a merge will be the most problematic thing. And I think that's just obvious, man. I mean, there's nothing you can do. The MiG-29 is just a lot lighter. Here was kind of a dirty shot that I did. We were not doing head-ons, but I felt that I had a shot on him and he didn't have on me. So, but yeah, it was kind of a dirty one. I shouldn't have just shoot at him. But still, you will see that this is a thing. Even after he got critically hit, it is hard for me to actually just keep it together, you know. He lost half of his tail, if I'm not mistaken. So eventually I got him. And here we have another one. A little bit too fast, but okay. You know, pretty alright, to be honest. I managed to get him on the one circle here just because he went downwards and then he was too fast. When I was downwards and was too fast, didn't control much of my speed. Yes, he got into my 6. So that's the major thing about this aircraft. The energy management of these 4th generation aircraft are becoming the most important thing in a dogfight. And even then, if you do one mistake, you're dead. Because the other aircraft has a very different, you know, approach to a type of turn or anything like that. And he will exploit your disadvantage. So for example here, the MiG-29, because of the instant turn, he just doesn't leave my 6. And here, it was one of his mistakes. He opened up for like a kind of a true circle kind of dogfight here. So he eventually gave my aircraft the ability to just go to a head-on, right? So everything is normal here. And then we went for the loop here, and yeah, the insta turn of him is better, so I just die. It's complicated. And here is the last one that we did. I don't think it was the last one, but still a true circle turn, just to show to you how much energy retention this aircraft has. I mean, but with a true circle, I can actually properly be neutral with the MiG-29, right? So that's the major thing, man. If you are able, go for a true circle, and that's largely the majority of the ways to beat a MiG-29 in a heavier aircraft, right? Because the instant turn of the MiG-29 is better. And there is, I don't know if it's true or not, I'm still waiting for the data mines on that, but there are some people saying that the F-14 and the F-16 got buffed, but the track, basically the AOA or something like that was nerfed in the F-14 or something like that. We will need to wait, but still, you know, it's so what I'm trying to say is that it might be a little bit different from what it is in the live game. But yeah, here we can see an example that in a continuous turn, while I have the speed, I have the energy because of my engines, I can like basically deal with a target such as the MiG-29, right? So I just continue to turn here, kind of became a rate fight, and I wasn't using takeoff flaps, something that I should have, you know. It would be a little bit better, maybe, depending on the situation, to do that. I noticed that fighting the F-14A, but I recorded that after this fight. So yeah, I was just trying to, I mean, look at the instantaneous turn on that thing, man. I was just struggling. After a while, he just managed to do this, and I tried something crazy, and it will not work. And yeah, the instantaneous turn of the MiG-29 just beats the F-14. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. See you.